It's just like crazy. Welcome to Sushi Mania Part 2. So in the first part, we showed you how to prepare all the ingredients for the sushi. And in this second part, we're going to show you what to do with those ingredients. We're going to show you how to shape and roll 4 varieties of sushi. So let's get prepping. Sushi Mania Part 2, rolling and shaping. So in this part we're going to show you how I've rolled various sushi. So first of all, I'm spreading my cooked rice over nori seaweed. Make sure the rough side of the seaweed is the part that you place the rice onto. So this particular sushi, I'm going to use cured monkfish, cured salmon, and then I'm going to have some avocado, and with the avocado I just squeeze a little bit of lemon juice over the top of the avocado. Now this particular sushi, you're going to have the rice on the outside, so I put cling film around the bamboo mat. So I just line evenly the filling down the inside and just gently push on the rice. Don't squeeze too hard. I'm just going to layer with the cured salmon, avocado, and some sliced monkfish. So I'm just going to spread this down the length of the sushi. Now I always leave the sushi for about 10 minutes, but it's ready to eat almost straight away. In fact, some nice sushi restaurants, they make the sushi in front of you, so you're literally eating it as it's been freshly prepared. Now again, just lay the rice evenly down the sushi. Don't press too hard on the rice. So this one is with salmon avocado, so it's known as Uramaki, which is inside out. So rice again on the outside of the sushi. So don't press too hard. The key here is to have the rice cooked nicely and not to press too hard on the rice. So it really is quite gentle, the process. You don't want to press too hard on that bamboo. Now if you had nori seaweed on the outside, we'd be using a bit of water to stick each end together, but when you've got rice on the outside, you don't need to do that. The rice itself will stick. And just make sure you've got the cling film well attached to the bamboo mat. Just squeeze, not too tight, and that's the Uramaki sushi. So I'm just going to, I could have sliced, admittedly, the avocado a bit smaller, but it's beautiful avocado. Now this one is with chicken teriyaki. So I've cooked the chicken, it produces a bit of juice, and as the chicken cools down, the cooking liquor thickens up somewhat. So this is one of my, I think the young kids, they just love the chicken teriyaki flavour. It's one of my daughter's favourites. So this one is going to have the nori seaweed on the outside. So once I get to the end, I'm just going to apply a little bit of cold water. So that will be like an adhesive, it will just stick each end. Now, when I make these type of sushi, I put them in a dry, clean cloth and I rest them for about 10 minutes before I slice them. And what happens, the rice makes the seaweed slightly soft, so it enables you to cut through without cracking the nori seaweed. So remember, rough side of the nori seaweed is the side that you want to put your rice into. So this one is with salmon, so this is one of my favourites. It's just rice and salmon. Beautiful. So press, but don't press too hard. There is machines that you can buy, and in fact when I've got functions and I'm making lots of sushi, I'll use the machine. I suppose the advantage of the machine as well is you can put more fillings on the inside than you can when you're using the bamboo mat. So when I've used nori on the outside, I don't need to worry about using cling film. So just press, but just not too hard. So Japanese mayonnaise, love it. Cured salmon with the monkfish, and the gherkin is in there just to balance. Now another thing you can do as well is some people put a little bit of wasabi and pickled ginger inside the sushi so it's ready to eat. And I suppose it's just up to you how you want to eat your sushi. I always mix my wasabi with my soy sauce and dip into the two sauces, but some people might say that no, that's wrong. So again, just a little bit of cold water. You can use a brush if you like. I just use the back of my hands and just roll the seaweed over. Now if the rice is cooked nicely, you won't actually have rice sticking to your hand too much. And if the rice does start to stick, just use cold water on your hands, and then it means that the rice won't stick. So this one was the pan-seared monkfish, and we've just finished it with a little bit of soy sauce. I'm slicing that one with my, luckily a friend of mine went to Japan on holiday, brought me back this beautiful knife, and it's actually engraved as well. So that's definitely helping me slice this fish. Back into the soy marinade, and so this one's going to be seared monkfish, got rice, it's going to be on the outside, and I had crisped up a bit of salmon skin earlier, so we're going to have the monkfish with some crispy salmon skin and the Japanese mayonnaise. So Japanese mayonnaise is nice over the top of the sushi and that as well. And there's a sushi they do normally with seared salmon, and they use a reduced down soy sauce, so it's a little bit sweet. So we're just going to place fresh pieces of the seared monkfish over the top of that sushi. Just going to line the monkfish all the way down. And there's so many different flavours, you know. Cucumbers at the moment in New Zealand are so expensive, very much out of season. Cucumbers are really nice. And so crispy skin of salmon just over the top of that one. Now this is just another version of the salmon and rice rolled. Now hand pressed sushi, all I'm making sure is I use cold water on my hands so the rice doesn't stick to my hands. I just shape each piece of sushi and place the fillings over the top. Now I'm going to do a couple of different flavours here. One of them is with salmon, is literally the rice and the salmon. Next is the raw monkfish, and then I'm going to do some with the blackened salmon. I pan seared some salmon earlier, and it went back into the marinade, so it's a little bit smoky, a little bit sweet, a little bit salty, and we're just going to put big chunks over the top of this one, and then I'm going to finish it with a little bit of the marinade over the top, and that would be absolutely delicious. And the salmon's just seared, it's not cooked, it's just seared, so raw on the inside. I mean, you can cook it all the way through if you like it. You could use smoked salmon if you prefer. You know, you could use any fish really that's available to you. There's some fish you have to cook through fully though. There's some fish that you're not able to eat when it's raw, types of fish that might contain worms. So I'm just going to place a little bit more of that marinade over the top. And you could even go with a little bit of Japanese mayonnaise over the top of that one as well. That would be delicious. Or you could use some fish eggs over the top, is good. Okay, now when it comes to slicing, you just want to make sure you've got a nice clean cloth and access to cold water. So, you know, I suppose depending on how sticky the rice is, will mean how many times you have to wipe the knife clean. So a little bit like cutting a cake, sometimes you're able to slice 2 portions and wipe. Other times, like if you're cutting a cheesecake, you've got to wipe each portion. So depending on the size of sushi you want, I normally cut my, when they're 1 piece of nori, I cut it into 8 portions. But then it depends. If the rice is on the outside, they're a little bit more delicate. I sometimes cut them into 6 pieces. So just slice all the way down. So those have been resting for about 20 minutes to half an hour. And this one is the one with the salmon on the avocado on the inside, avocado on the outside. You could slice that avocado really thin, I must say, but that's just fresh avocado straight from the tree. and I just love the texture being a bit thicker. So this one was the one with the salmon and the avocado on the inside, monkfish over the top with some more salmon, and this is the one with the seared monkfish and crispy skin. So that crispy skin, we got it on the inside and on the outside. Sushi Mania, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Okay, so that is Sushi Mania, made from heaven. So easy that to make sushi. I've even got like a machine where you wrap the two halves and then you just fold it inside the nori. It's really easy, but purposely used the bamboo mat because it's, once you've used it once, they're really easy to get a grip with. Anyway, please watch out future videos. Lots and lots of things and exciting things coming up on Family Kitchen with Mark.